All right. I've had a pretty rough day so far. Right now, I'm short here at the blue line. Um, we had consecutive climaxes up here, climax here, breakout above the trading range, and then we had a second leg up and a sell signal. So I was gonna sell below there, but I was already down $40 from all these trades, which I'll explain in a second. So I second guessed it, I reconsidered, and decided not to take it. But then I thought I should be taking this because it is a setup that I like to take, and I don't want to miss it just because I'm down a little bit on the day. So I decided to sell two contracts there and ended up breaking out there. So I was going to use a wide stop, which is this line here. Um, so I'm looking to sell again around here because this is now a more credible second leg up from this climax. So still part of the plan, but just not working out ideally. Ideally, it would have just collapsed from here down to this buy climax low. So waiting on that one. But for these trades, the best trade of the day was here. Well, for me, the best trade was here. I had my limit order for two contracts, 9 ticks above this close, and when it bounced, it started to reject this line. Sorry, I started to reject right below my entry, and then I moved it down to this high. Then it came back and touched it, and then collapsed 8 points. And my premise was not to exit at the low close. It was only to exit at the low close if disappointed. So I would have made 8 points. Well, actually 6. My target was 6 points. So I would have made 6 points on that with two contracts. That would have been a good start to the day. Instead of that, I ended up selling a little bit over 2 point pullback from this close, and because I was disappointed by the bull bar, I exited at the low close for 2 points. So that was a decent trade, but not the one I wanted. And then here we had a bad buy signal. I thought we would come back and test this high. So I sold here and sold 2 points higher, and was supposed to sell 2 points higher again, stop above moving average. But after the two bull bars, I kind of panicked out and bought at the high tick and ended up getting back down to my initial entry, which is what I was expecting. So really not happy with this one. Probably shouldn't have taken it. I was still upset about missing the first one. But the idea was right, I guess. And then here, we formed a bull flag below the moving average, strong breakout, follow through, a bought there. And then the II sell, still not a good sell, and this is one I'm still working on. That I should not be exiting here because it's a strong breakout, probably going to get a second leg up. But I did exit below it because it was an II. I exited below, and then a second after I exited, it just accelerated up to my target, which was a 6 point target. So I missed a lot of good trades, a lot of 6 point trades, a couple 6 point trades. And now I'm in this one, not working out as I would like. So it's been a tough day. I think I'm down, not down a lot. I think I'm down a total of like $65 right now, including this trade. But still, a lot of missed opportunities. I'd like to see this bar close on its low. I think that would be a better sell than this one. This one I still think is okay, but this would be better because it's a better second leg up after the climax. And looking for a test of this low or the moving average, the buy climax low here. I think there are probably sellers above here now. So the math for me on this trade is that I think we're more likely to get down to the buy climax low than go up an equal distance from my initial entry. But the reason I was willing to add up here is because once we get up here, I think it's much more likely to get down to the low of the sell signal than go up an equal distance. So I traded small enough so that if it does get there, I'm willing to risk another 6 points up. So it would be a total of like $120 loss in total if I lost both trades in a row. But I don't think it makes sense to exit here if I think we're gonna get back down to this low. So that was the math I was thinking of. That my first trade is here, looking for a test down here, and if we get up an equal distance from my initial reward, then I think it's more likely to go down again to this low before going up an equal distance. So I would start a new trade. I would accept a loss from the first trade and start a new trade and add if we got a reversal down. And I talked about the math of that in, I think it was lesson three that I learned over my last 1,000 trades. One of those videos, 3 or 4. I talked about the math of that as I understand it. I still think we're going to go at least a little bit lower to the bottom of that sell signal. I wouldn't want to see it bounce strongly from there, but I do think we're going at least a little bit lower. And then from there, looking for open of the day and moving average and the low of the buy climax. So it's most similar to a situation like this. So we had a trading range, big down, big up, and then once we reach the high of that range, a strong climax up, pull back, second leg, and then a sell signal. And here we actually had one more push up today. So we had the sell signal and then one more push up and a reversal. But this was climax pause. This is a pretty credible second leg up and sell signal. And we ended up getting down to the first buy climax here and closed the gap with the trading range high. So I'm looking for that, looking for a test here of the trading range high and the buy climax low. I mean, if the entry bar from this sell signal was a good bar, I would look for the sell climax low. Now that the moving average is creeping up and we had that second leg up, I'm not sure. I'm not as sure about the buy climax low, but I'll hold it to see what we get. After 3 bear bars, probably second leg down, so I'll see what we get. So I'm going to put my stop up here now because it looks like we started the move down if this is going to be it. So that's a new math for 1 times my risk, which is just above the moving average. So that's going to be my minimum target. Just exited there at the moving average. Just collapsed down. Might be a bigger move, but that looked like it could have been a sell vacuum test of the moving average. So as soon as it got there, below my 1R target, I just took it off. So a little bit up on the day now, which is really nice. So down about $45 here, and then back to a little bit in the green. So happy I stuck with it, and yeah, I'll try to find something else.